Transmission.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Open Eyes Network News. Over the past week, there was a big story that broke out that happened in Florida about a young girl, 15 years old, who was busted after video and pictures were released of her committing sex acts with multiple boys inside of a school bathroom. I wanted to bring an update to the story that I ran across. I did not talk about this story on my shows because I don't generally talk about that type of thing on the shows. But I wanted to bring an update to the story because there was a couple of important points in the story that I ran across that I think that are important to know. Number one, this girl, the story basically is that this girl followed a boy to a bathroom. This boy she had a crush on. She wanted to talk to him. He basically asked her to have sex. She said yes. And then essentially other boys came into the bathroom and started to get involved in the whole situation as well. And later, video and photos of the incident were released on social media, and it sparked a huge investigation. The girl's mother has come out and said, don't judge her daughter too harshly. Here's the reason why. Essentially, the girl had actually been trafficked as a human sex slave for 2 years worth of time before this incident took place. She was a runaway at 13 years old. She was captured by somebody, and she was essentially held captive and used as a sex slave for 2 years worth of time before she finally was rescued by her mother and put into various therapy programs trying to get her out of that mode of thinking. She had only been in this school for about 2 weeks when this incident occurred. Now, that's the first thing we have to, before any of us judge stories, we really do have to look into the background of the stories to find out what the truth is regarding it. Don't just, knee-jerk react to things. You want to look into things. And that's what I try to do with my shows. I try to do my research before the shows and any news stories that I bring to find proof points with things. It's kind of like my thing. I don't want to spread disinformation whenever I possibly can. So that's the first thing. Now, the other thing to bear in mind with this is that human slavery at this point in time is actually more prevalent now than it ever has been in the past. There are currently more slaves than there ever were in history. And people tend to think that slavery is not an issue in today's world. Well, quite frankly, it is. It's still a major issue, and it's growing as a problem. So this is an important story, I think, to remind people that this type of stuff is still going on, and there are still children and adults both still getting caught up in these issues, and we need to recognize that. We need to basically start coming to terms with that as humanity, that we need to find a way to stop treating each other in this kind of way. Now, one other aspect of the story that I wanted to bring up is the girl was removed from the school. So after this incident took place, she's been removed from the school. The boys, however, that were involved in this incident, and I thought this was kind of a really weird way that the article put it, but yet again, an important thing in this story. The boys that were involved in this incident, most of them sports athletes, and it goes specifically to clarify that most of them were jocks, were disciplined but not removed from the school. So why is the girl removed from the school? Why has she been kicked out? And yet the athletes have just received some kind of disciplinary action. They were just as involved in the situation as the girl, and in fact, probably even more so, considering they were probably the ones that spread all of this around onto social media. Isn't that child pornography? She's 15 years old. So they should be held just as accountable as the girl if not more so, considering that she was also coming from this background of having been victimized with this exact same thing occurring. She literally was just doing what she had been trained for 2 years to do. It's a horrible story. It really is. And I wanted to make sure to give this update on the story to you guys. It's an important story. It's an important aspect because why do we treat our jocks, our athletes, these kids that are in school that are part of the athletics program, why do we treat them as being more special than a girl who was actually a human slave for 2 years? Why do they get less discipline than her? Why do they get off a lot easier, considering they were just as involved, if not more so, just as responsible? The double standard definitely needs to be looked at and definitely needs to be removed from our way of thinking. You know, treat everybody equally, no matter what the circumstances are. Everybody, we're all equal. We're all human beings. We're all here at the same time. Nobody is more special than anybody else. Anyways, I just wanted to bring this news out to you guys and see what you guys thought. What are your comments? What do you guys think? Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and you guys can get updates on stories that I bring you guys. If you want to subscribe to the channel as well, don't forget that we air live Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our video stream is right here at youtube.com/C/Open Eyes Network. Our audio stream is at openeyesnetwork.com, and you guys can go there and get all of the archives for all of our shows, even the ones that we don't have posted here on YouTube. So until next time, keep safe out there and have fun, and thank you so much as always for listening.